What's up, everybody? Good, I guess morning or afternoon, depends. 12. Crazy story. Crazy story. And by the way, I'm back on Facebook. I was canceled on Facebook. I'm back. Um, there's so much to say and catch up on, but I feel like I need to kind of just jump into the story because there's so much. I didn't realize how much there was to the story. The Kouri Richens story, where they're saying she killed her husband. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot to go through with the timeline. Let me just pull up a picture, and I'm gonna go through some of the details because there's a bunch of allegations that she, uh, laced this guy. Oh, there's Mama. Laced this guy's drink with fentanyl. It's just scary. Laced the guy's drink with fentanyl, but they're saying that she's tried previously before multiple times, like on Valentine's Day. She went around asking her friends for pills. They say supposedly she got something from the housekeeper. The housekeeper might be tested. There's a couple of people that might be testifying today. This is the preliminary hearings. It's going to go on for 3 days. So this is day one. All right. So you guys set a reminder. We'll be back tomorrow and the day after. And it's to see if there's enough evidence to go forward, I believe, which I believe there will be. But it should be really, really interesting. So, okay. June 15, 2013, Kouri and Eric, these are the two people you see here in the picture. I guess they got married. So they signed prenups and then outlined several financial agreements, which, by the way, this chick, she thought she was going to get a cut of the money, I think the house or anything. And she allegedly kills him. Come to find out, you ain't get shit. But anyway, so they signed a prenup outlining financial agreements for their marriage. And so it detailed that they would remain in Eric's ownership if they divorced. However, Kouri could claim ownership of the assets if Eric should die prior, while the two were lawfully married. The list of assets included Eric's 50% ownership interest in C&E Stone Masonry, LLC, a forklift, skidster, scaffolding and saws, 2 trucks, and a dump trailer. So, okay, that was 2013. Between 2015 and 2017, Kouri, the wife, allegedly purchased 4 life insurance policies on Eric's life with aggregate death benefits of $1,947. According to the petition filed by Eric's sister, so Eric's the victim, the deceased, Kouri Richens Benson, Kouri began having financial troubles and possibly began stealing money from Eric to help with buying and selling homes. So allegedly she's stealing money. She opened up a bank account without Eric's knowledge or consent that had a revolving credit and borrowed $250,000. She allegedly did this with a deed of trust in which Kouri signed Eric's signature. September 2020, so this person passed away March 4th, 2022. This was a spiked drink, so we're working up to that time. So September 2020, according to Katie's petition, Eric learned Kouri had withdrawn $100,000 from his bank accounts. What the? Allegedly borrowed $30,000 in total on his credit cards and borrowed money using fraudulent power of attorney. He allegedly confronted Kouri and she promised to pay it back. However, she never did, allegedly. And according to Katie, in total, Kouri Richens allegedly stole or misused approximately $494,000 of Eric's money. This does not include Kouri's claim for over $3.6 million. Wow. Let's just take a pause there for a second. All right. So October 2020, Eric reportedly consulted a divorce lawyer and estate planning lawyer. He changed his will, informed the Eric Richens Living Trust, and placed his estate under the control of his sister, Kouri Richens, for the primary benefit of his 3 children. Good move. He also transferred his partnership interest in the business to his trust and designated the trust as the beneficiary of his $500,000 life insurance policy instead of Kouri. Good move. Though honestly, I don't think. Let's say you're accused of murder or something like that, and the person that you like, if it's the wife or ex, whatever, if that person is accused of murder, I don't think the life insurance gets paid out, right? I don't think it does. Um, okay, so instead of Kouri, that was October 2020. November 2020, Eric signed a will that included their 3 kids. So he's looking after his kids. He's probably been suspecting shit for a while. Okay. January 1st, 2022, Kouri allegedly changed the beneficiary for Eric Richens' $2 million life insurance policy to herself without authorization. The original beneficiary was Eric's business partner. This came to the attention of the insurance holder, and Eric's business partner was restored as a beneficiary. So he's already they're kind of seeing like, oh, this chick is making moves, trying to transfer things to herself. Then late January 2022, Kouri reportedly contacted her friend several times, asking if she could get a prescription pain medication for an investor who had a back injury. Some hydrocodone pills were left at a Midway house that Kouri was flipping, and Kouri allegedly left cash for them. February 11th, 2022. Let me see. Kouri then reportedly reached out to the same friend and asked if she could get something stronger. Some of the Michael Jackson stuff. Bro, the Michael Jackson stuff was propofol. That's like anesthesia. You have to monitor your heart rates. That's serious. Make sure you're good. Your vitals. So she was specifically asking her friend for fentanyl. So the friend allegedly gave Kouri 15 to 20 fentanyl pills, which Kouri reportedly paid $900 for. Now there's the Valentine's Day incident, right? Valentine's Day, February 14, 2022, Eric and Kouri had a Valentine's Day dinner at their Kamas home. So they're from Utah. I guess Kamas is a place in Utah. The only thing that's missing out of the story, I thought to myself this morning, is Mormons. I haven't checked. I haven't seen anything about them being Mormon. That would have been in the title. Because people always get pissed off if I put Mormons in the title. That part's missing. Okay. So they had the Valentine's Day incident where Eric allegedly became very ill and told a friend he thought his wife was trying to poison him. And so more specifically, the Valentine's Day, where did I put it? Valentine's Day incident. Oh, here we go. The Valentine's Day incident, more specifically, apparently, on Valentine's Day, Kouri allegedly purchased a sandwich for Eric from a diner and left it for him on the seat of his truck. Eric told the witness that the sandwich caused him to break out in hives after one bite. Yo! They are LDS, Sheila says. Ash says he thought she tried poisoning him before with his favorite sandwich. Bro, that's so crazy. I never heard of this story. People have been talking about this for a long time. Just like the Lacey Peterson story, I've heard of it, but I never sat down and looked at the whole story. And this weekend I watched the documentary on Netflix, and I was like blown away. I was like, yo, this is a crazy ass story. What? Who? Oh, she is Mormon? Oh my God. Oh my God. That's all you had to tell me. Now it all makes sense. I'm just kidding. I don't want to put that on all the Mormons, but all right. So left him a sandwich in his truck. Eric told the witness that he broke out in hives after one bite. Dude, after that, it's so hard. I can imagine like living with somebody and the person's trying to like kill you. Like, how do you even like, I don't know, right? Like, I guess at some point you just got to get up and leave because everything could be tainted in the house, right? Wasn't there a lady that killed her, or the husband suspected that the woman was trying to kill him, and I guess she was putting poison in his coffee. You gotta be paranoid these days, man. You don't know who's trying to kill you. Your own people in your own house. I just can't imagine. You would literally have to leave your own house, or you would have to get a sample of whatever this person's giving you, maybe go get it tested out. But that is scary. So he broke out in hives. He had to use his son's EpiPen and drink a bottle of Benadryl before taking a 2-hour nap. When Eric woke up, he allegedly told another witness that he thought he was going to die. I think my wife tried to poison me. Damn. So this was in February. I wish she would have like maybe kept that sandwich. You know, hindsight was 2020. Maybe gone to the police, gotten it checked out. Like they maybe could have taken samples. I go stay in a hotel, you know. But that same morning, prosecutors say Kouri texted her paramour and headed that way. So paramour, apparently, it means somebody you're cheating with. I guess it's a fancy word. I don't know why they just don't say whatever, but paramour is a partner in a sexual relationship other than that of husband and wife. So like anybody outside of the relationship of your marriage, you're having relations with somebody else, it's a paramour. Maybe it's like a safe word or something, right? So she texted this person saying and headed that way, along with a screenshot of her cell phone's navigation app, which showed her projected arrival to an unknown destination at 10:47 a.m. When Eric texted Kouri at 1:43 p.m. asking, "Are you home?" she replied, "No, in Provo, waiting for my cabinet installer guy." Flash forward 3.5 months later, Eric's dead. His death. Prosecutors say Kouri texted her best friend with an entirely different account of Valentine's Day incident. It was a Valentine's Day. I think somebody did say I was saying Valentine's. Valentine's Day. And Eric and I were both working from home that day, and I ordered lunch from the diner. He never broke out in hives or used an EpiPen. I was effing with him. Wow. He said the sandwich hurt his stomach, so he was going to take a nap. No hives, no EpiPen. Ain't that about bitch? So, all right, because we're getting close to the time of the stream, the supposed trial thing, whatever they're doing today. But, damn. See where we left off. Okay, so there's the Valentine's Day thing, 2022, and February 26th, after Valentine's, Kouri reportedly contacted her friend again and asked for another $900 worth of fentanyl pills. The friend left the pills at the same Midway house. March 3rd, Kouri said she and Eric were celebrating her closing on a house for her business. She made Eric a Moscow Mule in the kitchen and brought it to their bedroom where he drank it. He also consumed THC gummy. Kouri said shortly after she went out to put one of her children to bed and fell asleep. March 4th, she said she woke up at 3:22 a.m. allegedly and found Eric's deceased at the foot of their bed and called 911. She claimed that she left her phone plugged in her bedroom while she was with her child. However, the phone showed it was locked and unlocked multiple times, and there was movement on her phone. Several messages also sent and received during this time window, but those messages were deleted. And the medical examiner determined it was an overdose of illicit fentanyl. Okay, there's a lot more to that, but because there's a whole bunch of stuff that happened after. But she ends up publishing this book. I believe the book. She not only did she publish a book, but she went on TV and talked about this shit. And it was a book about grief. It's a child's book about grief. And it was kind of like related to her husband and dealing with grief. Check this ish out.
You actually wrote this book with your children.
I did. Mm-hmm.
And it's only been a year. How did you process and say you go from processing death to I need to write a book and help others?
You know, I just watched the struggle that my kids were going through. And I actually, I went on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and trying to find something that we could use to cope at nights. Nights are the hardest, it seems like, for everybody when, dealing with anything. But I just wanted some story to read to my kids at night. And I just could not find anything. I couldn't.
A story to read to my kids at night. And look, it says, "Are you with me?" And it's like an angel flying. I guess that's supposed to be the father watching over the kids.
Couldn't find anything that really, suited them or helped them find comfort and peace. And so, I was like, let's just write one.
1 month and 2 days after this television appearance, she was arrested and charged for her husband's murder.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, explaining to my kid just because he's not present here with us physically, that doesn't mean his presence isn't here with us and he's doing these things with us. And he's, here for birthdays and he's here for Christmas and, and it's just comforting to them to know that, they're not living this life alone. Like Dad is still here. It's just in a different way,
Well, here's the news. We've now learned that authorities believe Eric, the late husband of Kouri Richens, had his wife's medication in his system when he was poisoned. According to recently unsealed search warrants, in addition to fentanyl in his system. Quote, Eric also had a small amount of quetiapine in his stomach contents. Eric did not have a prescription for it, but his wife had a prescription as well as the pills at her home. According to the website...
Quetiapine is Seroquel. And sometimes people use that for sleep. I think I've heard people use it for sleep, but it's also used for schizophrenia, acute manic episodes, and adjunctive treatment for major depressive disorder.
Cleveland Clinic, that drug is used to treat mental health disorders, including schizophrenia and bipolar disorder, but it can have some dangerous side effects, including fever, stroke, pain, seizures, and more. The couple's 3 sons were sleeping when the 33-year-old allegedly fatally poisoned her husband with a cocktail. Joining us now is Greg Skordas, attorney.
They're saying it has been used at low doses for sleep, but studies are lacking and serious side effects can occur. So yeah, not worth it for sleep.
For Eric Richens' family, thank you very much.
So it seems like the medication that she was taking for some reason. Oh, let me not forget this. Oh my God, we got to start already. Let me see if they started here. Okay, they haven't started yet. Something kind of weird. All right, Nat found this morning. This was weird. Okay, Eric Richens' family newly unsealed warrant shows his murder plan. Okay, and over here, a recently unsealed warrant shows Kouri Richens' mother had a romantic partner unexpectedly die from a drug OD in 2006, but the case was not investigated as a homicide. Just an interesting tidbit. I don't know. What? Let me see if I have here too. I was curious about I had an article about the drugs. Oh, by the way, Ketamine Queen. Well, I think Wednesday. I don't know how we're gonna do both, but she's supposed to have a hearing. That's the whole thing with Matthew Perry's death. There's a lady called Ketamine. They're dubbing her the Ketamine Queen. She dubbed it herself, I guess. I don't know if it's going to be live streamed or not, but we'll definitely check that out. Ketamine Queen. So this book they're probably going to use as evidence, I guess. It could be. The book was titled Are You With Me? About coping with the grief of her husband's unexpected death. May see her work used against her. The book could play a role for prosecutors who plan to frame Eric Richens' death as premeditated with an elaborate cover-up attempt. Prosecutors have accused Kouri Richens of making secret financial agreements and buying the illegal drug as her husband grew suspicious of her. A few months after the book's release, she was charged with her husband's murder. Bro, that shit is so wild. Paramore. So with this Paramore situation too, this supposed, I don't know, lover or whatever, 3 separate references to anonymous person who prosecutors called her paramour were made in the March 26 filings that added 7 more charges to Kouri's rap sheet, including 2 counts of mortgage fraud, 2 counts of insurance fraud, and 3 counts of forgery. March 3rd, 2022, the night of Eric Richens' death, prosecutors say Kouri's paramour texted her a photograph of 2 people kissing that was captioned, "Love you." Then a little more than an hour later, Kouri allegedly responded, "Love you," with a smiley, winky heart face. Later that night, Kouri told investigators that she made herself and Eric each a celebratory drink. They drank sitting in bed and went to sleep, but Eric never woke up again. He had 5 times the amount of the lethal limit of fentanyl. And fentanyl doesn't take much. Fentanyl is such a small little amount that can be deadly. As well as a sedative, antipsychotic medication, quetiapine, aka Seroquel, which had been prescribed to Kouri Richens. I wonder if she was just giving this guy a concoction of pills and slipping in all her medication in there and giving it to him when she's the one that needed to be taking meds. The Richens family feud. The third mention of the paramour occurred in the immediate aftermath of Eric's death after his sister Amy Richens got into an argument with Kouri that ended in Amy being struck several times. What? Amy Richens got into an argument with Kouri. Okay, that ended up in Amy being struck several times. Amy allegedly told Kouri that Eric had placed their home into a trust and that Eric's sister, Kouri Richens, was the trustee. Following the fight, Kouri sent a text message to her paramour saying, "I lost in on Eric's sister finally and punched her. Damn. Couple of times. My brother ripped me off her before it got too intense. She called the cops. It was at my own house because I told her to leave and she wouldn't. Said this is her brother's and she didn't have to. Said get out or I'll get you out." Oh shit. So there's a lot of drama in this. The alleged affair. So she was arrested in May, a little more than a year after Eric's death on March 4th. Before her arrest, she had been cooperating with investigators and sent them an email, which was later shared by Court TV by the attorney representing the Richens family. In the email, Kouri did not say it was her having an affair. Rather, it was her husband doing the cheating. So she flipped it on him. Allegations Scordes says were simply untrue. So now he's the cheater. Eric's affair was the same year I moved out. The trust was created as well as him looking into a divorce. Oh. All right, let's pull up some videos. And if you guys could help me out with the like button, I'd appreciate that. This story, I don't know why. It's probably just because I had this in my mind recently, but I don't know why I was thinking about the Lacey Peterson thing, just as far as like the infidelity and like the crazy, like, I wonder if Kouri was just looking for herself to get money and finances and also get with this other person. Maybe she wanted it all. Paige Gordon, who lives in a neighborhood near Richens' family, reflects on the incident.
So you've been paying close attention to this.
Yes, I have.
What interests you about this case?
It just makes me sad that she wrote a children's book for her children, and they're
Sick.
as a new mom, that's just so
That's
sad
sick.
that those kids have to be going through this with.
I think she wanted the attention, aftermath attention. We're so sorry for you. We love. Oh my gosh, she wanted that book to go viral. She was gonna be a star. She was gonna inherit the house and all this money, and then get to have her cake and eat it too. Damn.
No dad and now no mom, and I've heard the grandma is gone crazy as well, and I just feel bad for these new kids.
The whole thing is
Yes, of
destroyed.
course, yes.
Do you have any connection to the family?
I don't know. I don't know them. I remember this happening last year. I've heard the names around town. I didn't personally know her though, no.
And what is the buzz in town about it?
Honestly, I haven't really been out and about. Like I said, new mom, so.
How old is your baby?
He's 2 weeks old.
2 weeks old?
Yes.
Victimhood, yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You really do?
Thank you,
He's
yes.
2 weeks old.
Yes. So
as
I haven't really been out and about.
As a
but-
new mom,
Yes.
this is more emotional for you.
Yes, I just couldn't imagine putting any child through this and taking away their father. That's just sickening.
All right, so let me read you a little bit more of the timeline too. So May 8th, 2023, she was arrested for aggravated murder and 3 counts of possession of drugs with intent to distribute. April 19, 2023. Oh, that's weird to kind of jump back a little bit, but okay. April 19, 2023, Kouri emailed Summit County to explain her exotic vacation since her husband's passing, his alleged affair, her mental health, their lack of financial problems, and her work ambitions. June 9, 2023, she filed a civil lawsuit against Eric's estate, alleging that she deserves several monetary or physical assets according to their prenup. So she's still trying to fight to get all the stuff from that prenup. Okay, fast forward to here. September 18, 2023, a document now called Walk the Dog's Letter surfaces in which Richens appears to be telling family members how to testify in court. Bro! Prosecutor said the letter is blatantly witness tampering and filed a motion to prevent Richens from having contact with family members. Richens' attorney says that the Walk the Dog letter is actually part of a fictional novel Richens is working on. So her attorney said, no, it's a novel. So whatever. It's another book. You can very much tell that the whole thing is very much a story, Richens said. I said my lawyer sneaked me in some white strips because my teeth are getting yellow because all we do is drink coffee in the Mexican prison. I don't know. Crazy, man. I better start checking your food, checking your drinks. You know what we're going to have to start having now? Maybe we can get a company to like get a sponsorship or an affiliate link. We need to have, for men, we need to have drug testing kits. Anytime I get a drink and shit, I just want to dip the thing in there. Or anytime I get some food, just like put the shit in the food and you get a quick test. Yo, that'd be a banger. How much would that sell, right? They're gonna have to start coming out with some kits and shit. Shit's crazy. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So this is the family mom of accused killing husband. So the Richens family speaks out. And they stand with her. They believe she didn't do anything.
Morning, Eva.
Good morning, George. Prosecutors say this was not the first time Kouri Richens tried to kill her husband. Now she's back in court as her family sits down with ABC News. They say
is it on Amazon for real?
Innocent. As the Utah mom accused of fatally poisoning.
Yo, Heather, thank you so much for the 10 memberships. Thank you.
Her husband, then writing a children's book about grief.
Now, women go through a lot of crazy shit too. I'm just kidding.
Heads back to court. This morning, Kouri Richens' family speaking out for the first time as a group in her defense.
I do not believe in my heart Kouri could ever not just kill Eric, but kill anything or anyone.
She loves her boys way too much to take their father away from them.
Yeah, you guys are saying they already have that. And I'm looking on Amazon. I do see some, actually. Oh, shit. Well, let's see. Okay, they have the urine test, but they actually have something here. I don't know if it's actually good. Rapid surface residue detector. That's interesting.
Prosecutors claim the mom of three laced her husband Eric's Moscow Mule cocktail with 5 times the lethal dosage of fentanyl in March of 2022. Then went on to write, "Are you with me?" to help her children process their grief.
My husband passed away unexpectedly last year. It completely took us all by shock.
Kouri's family painting her as a loving, devoted mother and wife.
She does everything. I mean, from Boy Scout leader to soccer to you name it. She's involved in everything.
As a couple, they were very much in love. They were very happy.
They were in probably the best spot that we've seen them in a long time at the time of his death.
But prosecutors point to cracks in the couple's seemingly perfect marriage. Both sides allege infidelity, and prosecutors claim Kouri stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from Eric. His family says that prompted him to change his life insurance beneficiary from Kouri to his sister, not long before he died.
We have watched as Kouri has paraded around portraying herself as a grieving widow and victim while trying to profit from the death of my brother.
Kouri's family says Eric liked to let loose and believe his death was an accident.
Eric? Wow, so they're trying to say he was just popping fentanyl, or like maybe he mistakenly in the process of having fun took fentanyl, I guess?
He loved to party. He loved to have a good time. The simplest answer is often the correct one. It was most likely an accidental overdose.
I believe Eric may have gotten pain pills and didn't realize that they had fentanyl in them.
Oh my gosh.
If you knew Kouri, she would never, ever do this, not only to Eric, but to those boys.
But when asked about Kouri and Eric's relationship, a spokesperson for his family telling ABC News she killed him and Eric didn't use drugs. He did not accidentally overdose. He was poisoned.
Now, Kouri has not yet entered a plea. She will be held without bail for the duration of her trial.
Ooh. Kouri. The judge is spicy. Oh, it's a crime's in there in the chat. I don't know anything about this judge. I haven't followed any of the other hearings that they had. Looks like they're starting late today. Mel, did you see the Karen Reed news? No. I mean, all I know, I think the trial is set for January. Oh, shoot. There's a lawsuit? John O'Keefe family files wrongful death lawsuit against Karen Reed. Ooh. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Let's take a look at that while we're waiting, just to see what they said. Okay. So we know Karen Reed is accused of killing John O'Keefe. There was a trial. The jurors couldn't come to a decision. During another trial, I guess in January. Let me see if there's anything about in a mistrial, and the prosecutors plan to retry the case next year. And the lawsuit filed on Monday in Plymouth Superior Court, Paul O'Keefe is targeting Reed, and the two others. Wait, it's targeting Reed and the two. Oh, sorry, and the two bars. Wow, they're going for the bar on behalf of his family. I don't know about the bars though. Okay, so he's targeting Reed and the two bars on behalf of his family, including the niece and nephew his brother cared for. The O'Keefes allege Reed intended the reckless conduct that resulted in John O'Keefe's injuries/death, and allege the bars negligently served alcohol to an intoxicated person. I feel like sometimes that's a hard one with the bar. Jane says not being live streamed per judge. This is not gonna be live streamed. If it's not, I'd be a little bit surprised. You're talking about this trial, Kouri Richens. I'd be surprised because the other Kouri Richens hearings, they're online. So, but let me see. I mean, I'll look around and see. Reed had 9 drinks over serving. The hearing isn't being live streamed. This hearing? Well, that's unfortunate. Well, Law and Crime scheduled it, but maybe they let me check Law and Crime's Twitter page and see. Law and Crime. Usually they would put an update in their chat. Law and Crime. Let's see if any of these reporters. Law and Crime. Actually, let me just type in Kouri Richens. See if that pops up. I mean, if anything, we could just hang out. Okay. That lawsuit. What do you guys think about the lawsuit? Yeah, the lawsuit. Those lawsuits, they have a less burden. You know, like it's easier to win something, depending on what it is. It's interesting that they're going for the bars, but What's her number? Oh, thank you for tagging. AR, thank you for tagging. I was wondering who I could tag on Twitter to see about this. Hearing. Okay. Here's the hearing hasn't started yet. It was due to start an hour ago. Once it begins, we will. Oh my God. Okay, so they can't show it live. They can only show it on a 1 hour delay. Okay. The hearing hasn't started yet. It was due to start an hour ago. This was at 12:30. Once it begins, we will show it on a 1 hour delay as directed. No live streaming is allowed. I'll tweet when the hearing starts. You can plan. Oh, that's really nice that she's doing that. All right. So I'm going to have to follow Kathy Russo. Okay. So I'm going to follow her, turn on notifications. So this was... Sorry, I was sick the last couple of days. So it hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started yet. And then once it starts, then there's a time ticker. And they have to do it on a 1 hour delay. So I guess that's just what it is. So this, I guess, is going to go on pretty late into the evening, maybe. I don't know how long they're going to do every day, but damn, bro. Civil is a great time for the truth. The civil could be, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. I guess it's going to be going on for a while. You got the civil lawsuit, the trial coming up. I wonder if the prosecution is going to take a different strategy to try to get the verdict that they want. So with the Karen Reed, so apparently the lawsuit is for Reed and the two bars. Let's see. Additionally, O'Keefe's accused Reed of inflicting emotional distress on the then 14-year-old niece by waking her up early in the morning and telling the child something happened to her uncle. Reed intentionally or recklessly inflicted severe emotional distress when she woke up the niece and informed her that she hit her uncle or that a snowplow hit her uncle. The lawsuit states, Reed's conduct was extreme and outrageous, beyond the bounds of decency, and was utterly intolerable, as the lawsuit also states. So I think what we'll do, we can hang out for a bit, but I think what we'll do is let's just wait for the actual thing to start. It's going to be, let's see. So it was supposed to start earlier and it hasn't started yet. Yeah, I think so too, Hoax. Discord DM. Kouri Richens' mother may have inspired. Whoa, this is wild. Hold up. This says Kouri Richens' mother may have inspired you to mom to kill her husband. Damn. Like mother, like daughter? Oh.
Did Ms. Richens, the defendant, identify who was unresponsive and anything else about that person's condition?
Yes, she stated that it was her husband, Eric Richens, that was unresponsive, that he was cold to the touch and not breathing.
Could Kouri Richens' mom somehow be involved in the death of her son-in-law? It is a wild new development in the case of the infamous Utah mom accused of poisoning her husband and then writing a children's book about his death. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Jesse Weber.
We have some notable updates for you in the story of Kouri Richens. Now, as we've reported here on Sidebar, this is the 34-year-old Utah mother of three who is accused of murdering her husband, Eric, in March of 2022. Prosecutors charged her with aggravated murder and drug possession after she allegedly put 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl in his drink before bed. Richens' housekeeper, a convicted drug dealer named Carmen Marie Lauber, had allegedly confessed to authorities that she supplied Richens with 15 to 30 fentanyl pills on 2 separate occasions, approximately 1 month before Eric's death, and said that Kouri paid her about $900 each time. Now, Kouri was arrested on murder and drug charges in May of 2023 after she wrote and published a children's book called Are You With Me? This was to help her sons deal with the loss of their father. Most famously, she went on a local news station talking about the book before her arrest. A judge has denied her bail, so she's been locked up ever since. Prosecutors have suggested that the motive for this murder was financial, that Kouri Richens owned a real estate company, that she had arguments with Eric before his death about the possible purchase of a multi-million-dollar Utah home that she had hoped to flip and sell for a profit. Court documents also state that Kouri Richens had purchased 4 different life insurance policies on Eric, totaling almost...
Bro, that was so... Imagine you're with somebody and they're purchasing all these life insurance on you. Like, no, honey, just looking out for you. Oh, no, I haven't seen that. Well, I saw somebody make a meme of the juror. You see one juror went on Turtle Boy. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it. I probably should check it out. Listen, I feel like with Karen Reed, they have to move that trial at least out of the Canton or somewhere else. I don't know how you're gonna find like an unbiased person in that area to go with that trial. It's just I don't know. I just don't see it, y'all. And how some of the jurors are carrying on, I feel like some of them were pro Karen Reed. I've never seen jurors carry on that much. Like once you come up with a verdict or you don't decide, you move on. Okay, maybe you go on TV or whatever. But like to keep complaining and whining and like all this stuff, it's like it's odd. Your duty's done. You're relieved that you have your job to do. Then you're done. That's it. So, but that's probably interesting. 4 life insurances. Yeah, Delena. Yeah, we were talking about that. I think we'll probably just come back, I guess, because they haven't even started yet. Supposedly, according to Kathy, she said she was going to let us know when they start. And then from when they start, you have 1 hour. About an hour, because they had to do an hour delay. So, but about 30 minutes ago, she said that it hasn't even started yet.
It's $2 million. Then in January of 2022, Kouri reportedly changed the beneficiary for Eric's policy to herself without authorization. Eric apparently found out, changed the beneficiary to his sister, removed Kouri from his will. Kouri also would allegedly spend money on Eric's credit cards, bank accounts, his business credit line. And when Eric found this out, he reportedly started looking for or talking to a divorce lawyer. This was back in 2020, though. Now, that is the backstory of what is going on. But now, it is being reported that in a recently unsealed search warrant, Richens' mother, Lisa Darden, has had an eerie and interesting past.
Wow.
See, during the course of the investigation into Richens and the death of Eric, authorities were looking into those connected to the pair's life, and one of those people is Miss Darden. And Miss Darden reportedly is very close with her daughter, spoke to her almost every day. If you've been following this case for a while, you know here that name has come up before, because last year, prosecutors accused Kouri Richens of witness tampering after a letter addressed to her mother, Lisa Darden, was found in her jail cell. The letter allegedly instructs Richens' brother to testify falsely about how Eric got the drugs. It said, allegedly, quote, "Here is what I'm thinking, but you have to talk to Ronnie," meaning her brother. "He would probably have to testify to this, but it's super short, not a lot to it. Eric told that he got pain pills and fentanyl from Mexico from workers on the ranch." In other words, trying to link Eric's death to the drug trade in Mexico. That's what the allegation was from reading this letter. Now, Richens denied any kind of wrongdoing with this letter. She claimed that what she wrote in the letter was part of a fictional mystery book that she was writing about time served in a Mexican prison. But court documents read, quote, its audience, content, and purpose are readily apparent. The defendant is asking her mother to facilitate witness tampering involving her brother, seeking to have her brother support a false factual narrative. By the way, this came after authorities say that on a separate occasion, Richens had held up a letter on a video call with her mother so she could take pictures of it and read it. And she also apparently read to her mother a letter that was addressed to her by another inmate. Apparently, these letters haven't been found, but it does add an interesting dynamic to this. The state ended up filing a motion to cut off contact between Richens and her mother and brother, but the court didn't agree, said this didn't amount to witness tampering. Okay, with that in mind, let's go back to what we're talking about right now, the unsealed search warrant with respect to Lisa Darden, Kouri Richens' mother. It is our understanding that this search warrant was for all electronic communication devices belonging to Darden. The warrant was executed back in May of 2023. Now, we don't know what was found, if it resulted in any evidence, or if it related to the Richens case in any way. But here is where it takes an interesting turn. You come to find out that according to Detective Jeff O'Driscoll, Miss Darden was living with a woman back in 2006. They were in a romantic relationship.
What? Yo. Bruh.
And in April of that year, this woman, quote, died unexpectedly.
Oh, so it was a woman.
The autopsy indicated that the woman died, of all things, an overdose of oxycodone.
Whoa. The same pills and stuff that Kouri Richens was trying to get access to and maybe used it, I don't know.
Poisoning. Here is where it gets stranger. According to the warrant written by Detective O'Driscoll, quote, further investigation showed that Lisa Darden had been named as the beneficiary of her partner's estate a short time before her death. The female did have current prescriptions for oxycodone and reportedly struggled with abusing her meds.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I mean, I guess it's, I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. I don't know what to think. And I guess because they said the female did have a current prescription for oxycodone and reportedly struggled abusing her meds. I guess if she ODs, there's, you're not going to really look into it, I guess. I mean, that would have been interesting had they did a toxicology. Maybe what if it was something else besides oxycodone? I don't know. Kill somebody that's already has drug problems. Allegedly, I'm just saying. And this chick, Lisa, the mother of Kouri, named as a beneficiary of her partner's estate. Bro, that's why I don't even trust none of this shit. I don't trust it, man. I don't want to sign nothing. I'm not trying to sign no co-ownership or nothing. I'm sorry. I've always been like that though. Kind of paranoid. I don't know. It's just going to my daughter. Even my mother, we've never had any of those conversations. I've never even thought to ask my mother, hey, am I your well? What are you leaving for me? What's up with that? I've never, ever had that conversation. But I think as a parent, it is kind of important to have something in writing. Something, like a will or something at least for your kids. And if you have young kids, you got to think about. I don't know. I got to look into that. I don't know if obviously they're not going to get it probably before 18 or something. Getting all dark and stuff. I just feel like in some certain cases, certain people, it's kind of weird. You're all looking into, if you want to, I've never had that happen, but if someone were to start asking me about hey, do you have this and that? And what's up with your whatever? I don't know. I might look at you a little funny.
But the warrant goes on to say that this woman who died was, quote, not in a state of recovery from addiction at the time of her death. Based on my training and experience, this would likely rule out the possibility of an accidental overdose. So first, I should tell you, we don't know exactly what became of this,
Check
whether
this
Ms.
again.
Darden was investigated by law enforcement in connection with this woman's death. Nothing to indicate that she was arrested or anything like that. Could be a number of reasons. Could have been that there was not enough evidence. Could have been that they didn't suspect her at the time. And keep that in mind because we'll get back to it.
Hey,
in a
Tricky
second.
Vicky.
But let's tie it back to her daughter, Kouri.
The pink cushion, I don't know where it's at. I don't know. I don't even know. Oh, it's in my daughter's room.
Because here is the kicker. Detective O'Driscoll writes in this warrant, quote, conversations have been found on Kouri's phone showing disdain for Eric on Lisa's part. Based on Lisa Darden's proximity to her partner's suspicious overdose death and her relationship with Kouri, it is possible she was involved in planning and orchestrating Eric's death. Now, we also know that officers searched Miss Darden's home and truck when Kouri Richens was apprehended.
So wild.
They even got a warrant for doorbell camera footage. According to authorities, there were reports of other people coming to the home the night of Eric's death that weren't reported by Kouri Richens or her mother. So it seems like authorities wanted to know when Darden had left her daughter and son-in-law's home around the time that Eric died. But we have to be very, very clear here. Darden has not been criminally charged in this case, okay? A warrant is a device that is used to find evidence. It doesn't charge anyone with a crime or formally accuse someone of a crime. It is based on probable cause. But yeah, I'll say it right now. If this is true, this is weird, okay? It is weird that the mom's former lover died of an apparent drug overdose and her daughter is accused of lacing her husband's drink with a deadly drug, all for financial gain. Now, of course, Eric wasn't prescribed fentanyl. This was an illegal drug in his system, different than the oxycodone situation. But again, weird. Let me just be clear one more time. And this is really important. Unless Lisa Darden, the mother, were somehow involved in the death of Eric and she was criminally charged alongside her daughter, which, let me be clear again, there's no evidence at this time to suggest that other than what we're hearing now from this arrest warrant. I'm just making the legal point. Unless that were the case, unless that were to happen, whatever occurred with Richens' mother is irrelevant. It will not come into Richens' criminal trial. Now, we do have a response from Kouri Richens' camp, more specifically her attorney, Sky Lazaro, who we have actually interviewed here on Sidebar with respect to other cases. But the statement reads, quote, Summit County is well aware that opioid addiction and fentanyl overdose is a rampant problem throughout the country. According to the CDC, 150 people die every day from overdoses related to synthetic opioids like fentanyl. Not only was Summit County the first Utah county to file a lawsuit against big pharma opioid manufacturers and distributors, in 2022, Park City Police, the Summit County Sheriff, Summit County Attorney, and Park City School District issued a joint statement to its citizens warning they're finding an increasing amount of fentanyl, a drug fueling a surge in accidental overdoses nationwide. The fact that Ms. Darden's significant other was one of the millions that suffered from and ultimately succumbed to opioid addiction is hardly suspicious. It is tragic and unfortunately quite common. The fact that Ms. Darden was the beneficiary of her romantic partner's life insurance policy is also not unique. It only demonstrates that her circumstances are no different than most families in America.
So this is Kouri Richens' attorney. They're saying it's a baseless conspiracy or whatever. All right.
Of an addiction, O'Driscoll is looking at it in a different lens given what has happened to Kouri Richens. But we also heard a response from Greg Skordas. This is the spokesperson for Eric Richens' family.
I want to know what he
says,
said.
quote, anytime this case gets some notoriety, it opens up a wound to the family. Goes on to say, nothing about this seems really surprising because we always felt that Kouri's mother was in some way involved in this.
Damn, I like the spokesperson. Okay, shout out.
He goes on to say, quote, this is just more, I think, evidence against Kouri, even though it's purportedly looking at her mother. The parallels are really very similar and kind of spooky. Well, we may learn a little bit more information about Richens and evidence against her and maybe her mom because it is being reported that a preliminary hearing is scheduled to start April 17th. Now, in Utah, a preliminary hearing is where the court, a judge, We'll listen to all kinds of evidence put forward by the prosecution, including witness testimony, and the defense will have an opportunity to respond as well. But the judge will have to determine if there is sufficient probable cause to show the crime was committed and that the defendant was the person who committed the crime. If there is not sufficient probable cause, the case gets dismissed. If there is, it moves its way forward to a later trial.
Okay, that's where that was a good clip. I watched this story. I don't know if you guys ever watch Explore With Us. There was this guy, Peter Keller. I guess a complete nut job, but this guy was like apparently like a vlogger. I mean, he would vlog his stuff, and that's his daughter, and that's his wife, where she became like disabled or something, and she had to stay home from work, so she wouldn't really work at all. She would sell these little crafts and stuff. But anyway, this guy, I guess in his free time, he started like making a bunker out in the woods and stuff. And like, I'm talking like a serious bunker. I guess almost impressive. They say he had major depressive disorder, I guess. And so like at home, it seems like everything's okay. The wife is like, oh, he just bought me this. He just bought me that. But on video, he's like, I really don't have money struggle. Even though he built this expensive ass bunker, he had money for this big ass end of the world bunker. And so what ended up happening, this was a crazy one. He ends up building this bunker. He keeps vlogging the whole thing. He keeps talking about the days coming where I'm just going to disappear. And so this dude, one day there's this massive explosion at the house. Boom. Right? I forget what state is this guy in. I have to look him up. I got to figure out what state. Massive explosion at the house. You know, fire people and respond, and they find two bodies there. And at first I thought like he put a bomb, like blew up the place and like whatever. But apparently he had shot them in the head first. The wife, his daughter, even shot and killed the dog. Wild. And then he went to go hide in his bunker. And he was claiming in his vlogs that like he hopes to make it 10 years without being caught. But this idiot, okay, he had like these gas tanks in the house. He put around the house, left one on the stove, and they put it throughout the house. His computer apparently had some information about it didn't say specifically where he was at, but he literally vlogged and had videos on his computer, which was, they were able to access the computer and get the information of him vlogging and talking about his bunker and how he built it and all this stuff. So they ended up tracking down one of the cops ended up figuring out where he was at. Plus, this guy had a chimney system, right? So there's smoke coming out. So they see the smoke from the chimney system. And so it took them about a day because they tried doing like these, like, I think it was gas grenades or whatever, and trying to get him out. He wouldn't come out. He probably had a gas mask. And they finally said, you know what, we're just going to go in. So they went in through the roof. And once they started entering the bunker, you hear one single shot. And this guy literally just shot and killed himself. And that was it. Crazy. And his daughter had just graduated, I think, a while back from high school. All right. Looking at a message for somebody. All right, so I think what we'll do is let's just come back, I guess. Whenever they actually start. There's that other story some people mentioned about a woman. I don't know. I forgot the name. Nat said it to me. Hoax was talking about it. About a woman that had run away, left their kids behind or something. Ran away with the boyfriend. Maybe we can cover that after or something. Sebastian Rogers. There's a bunch of drama with Sebastian Rogers. And YouTuber got arrested. I believe she got arrested. Still no. Oh, they said supposedly something big was coming out today. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not, but I thought they were coming out with something. Mistrial motion. Ooh, mistrial motion for Young Thug. It's about time that they. At 6 a.m. Los Angeles, and they are in a session. Okay. Kenneth Woody Copeland is expected to testify. Continue. Do they still have Woody on the stand? They can't have this guy still on the stand. Holy moly! This guy's still on the stand?
So you told him?
Bro, yo, I wonder what's the record for the longest witness having to testify. Nobody knows if it's willing or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, they need to give him like a badge. I don't know, like for being on the stand that long. Woody is their kids? Wow. This guy's been there forever. So I guess for the next couple of days, because for the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I guess we'll have to follow when these people actually start and then start an hour after. Hello, my friend, will be again. There was the Foo Fighters were upset with Trump because they were trying to say at that RFK Jr. Thing that Trump did, where he like brought him out and stuff, and he got endorsed. They played the Foo Fighters "Hero" song, and they were like really upset, and people were saying they're gonna look into some type of lawsuit and blah blah blah. He didn't have permission, but I was watching somebody talk about it this morning, and they were like, "We don't need your permission. Like, we bought the license. Like, I don't know exactly how it works, but like, they're like these people don't own their music, I guess, or they have some record label, they distributor or whatever. There's some place where they go and they purchase a license, and that's it. That's what I heard this morning. So, we'll have to see how that turns out, but." See what else they got going on before we head out. Damn. iPhone 16 event. Ooh. I wonder what's coming. I might get the new iPhone 16. I don't know. September 9th. It's glow time. Oh, Bullhorn Betty got arrested. I think she's already out. Bueller sent me a video this morning. I have to check it out. I haven't looked. Yeah, Kouri had an attorney. I had a link somewhere about it. She had an attorney, and the first attorney left, dropped out, but they didn't say the reason why. Boom, boom, boom. Moscow Mule. But they didn't give the reason why, though. They didn't specify why. I wonder what happened that she got dropped, or they dropped out. But they didn't say why, though. You're over iPhones? You're switching back to the Galaxy? What? Oh, someone posted her bail. Damn, ride or die. All right, guys. I guess I'm going to head out for now. I will keep you posted. And I'm following this lady on Twitter, and so she'll give us the heads up when they actually start. I guess they're starting really late today. Well, later than expected. So, all right. Peace. Thank you so much for coming by. Bloop, bloop. Oh, wait, did I miss somebody's? I did. Charisma, thank you for the 31 months, almost 3 years. Thank you so much. Thank you.